Now here's a song I wrote 30 years after I learned one of my first valuable lessons. It goes something like this. Sing along if you know the words. My time equals my life, and I don't waste them for nobody. Intolerant am I of all your bullshit and your fuckery. I see it as I find it, for I must keep it real. If you don't hear me, you must feel. Just remember when you link me, you just got to get it right this time. Utilize your chance and wise up, or else there won't be no next time. Utilize that chance and don't mess it up. Got to get it right this time. Remember me told you, mind your last chance saloon, run out of drink soon. From July to June, you'll be a cartoon. Titles. Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel with some Destiny beta action. Just whetting my appetite for the release of Destiny, which is going to come out in the next couple of weeks. I have to apologize from the get-go because this is actually a duplicate upload. This piece of footage has been uploaded to YouTube already. The reason why I don't have any unreleased footage is because I've used them all and uploaded them to YouTube already, and in terms of just general unreleased gameplay footage, I don't have any because I've more or less emptied out my PS4 hard drive. But I just thought, you know, with Destiny being released in the next couple of weeks, I thought it'd be a timely thing just to kind of revisit it, if you like. And I hope that it doesn't spoil your enjoyment of this video too much, seeing as you've more or less seen it before, if you're one of my subscribers. But anyway, I just want to take your guys' time, if I may, in telling you a story which I think has a very, very valuable lesson. And I hope in turn that I'm not wasting your time in actually telling you this story. But here it is. When I was in my 20s, when my singing career more or less just got underway, I was just interested in just doing shows, writing songs, making records and stuff like that, and just doing my thing. And I was at home one day, you know, and the phone rang, and I answered the phone, and a lady basically asked if such and such was there, and obviously by the name it was a wrong number that she got, and I politely told her, sorry, you got the wrong number. And I think I cracked a joke after saying that, and she started laughing. Now that laugh was very infectious and just got me intrigued. So I simply asked her if she had anything pressing to do. She said no, it was just like a social call she wanted to make to her friend, and obviously she made the wrong call or the wrong number. And we just got talking, and we was talking for like around an hour, you know, which was amazing for me because it's like, you know, to get one of those situations where you get a wrong telephone call and you're on the phone for an hour is very unusual for those things to happen. But anyway, you know, we clicked during that conversation, and I went out on a limb and asked her for a date, to which she graciously replied, yes, sure thing. And it wasn't until a good few weeks after that we went out on a first date. And we went out on a second date a few weeks after that. And the third date was more or less on the cards. And by my standing, you know, with the first two dates, you know, you just got to be a gentleman and, you know, respect the situation, respect the woman, as always you must do anyway. But, you know, when these things happen, you know what animal instincts are, as if you like, you know. It's not long until the whole thing of consummation takes place. And this was no different. And I just thought, well, on the third date, something's bound to happen. So I kept my cool. And more or less, this lady, her name was Sigourney, beautiful looking woman, mixed race, had locks, dreadlocks down to her knees, and just dressed in white. White was her favorite color. Beautiful looking woman. And the third date was ensuing. So she more or less told me in no uncertain terms that was going to basically happen. I mean, she didn't just flat out say, but you can just tell that it was going to be the night. So I was cool with that, and we arranged to meet. Well, we arranged for me to meet her at her house at 7 o'clock, I think the time was. And I was in such a daze, you know. I was just in such a daze, thinking, "Damn, look how this thing happened," you know. And we're gonna hit it off finally, and you know, this is gonna be the start of something really great between us both. And I was just walking on air, you know. I was in a daze walking on air, and I remembered that night I arrived at her house late. It was around 8:15. I arrived at her house, and I neglected to call her to let her know I was going to be late. But knocked on the door. She answered the door. She said, "Oh, yeah, come in." Went into the living room, sat down, and then she sat down and proceeded to tell me that, quote unquote, "This ain't gonna work." And I'm thinking, what? Straight away I'm thinking, but you know, we got the 2 dates to counterbalance anything here. But she said, "No, this is not gonna work. If you can't show me courtesy and let me know that you're gonna be late at this stage of the relationship, heaven only knows what's gonna happen with the level of disregard you have for me if we do get into a relationship of any worth. And if you are willing to do that at this stage, I don't want to take the chance in having arguments or disagreements with you based upon your disregard for me. So this relationship ain't gonna happen. Off you go." It was one of the most humbling experiences of my life, having somebody tell me in a vivid, descriptive manner of what my fuck up was at that point in time. And I just simply had to get up, head bowed, walked out the door, slow as you like. And when that door shut behind me, I already knew at that point that was a very valuable lesson that I will never forget for the rest of my life. And it simply is a continuation of the last video that I put up. And the one valuable lesson that I took from that and will always take from that is simply not to waste people's time. Don't waste nobody's time. You know, I know this is a gaming channel. This is a gaming channel that involves gaming, but you know, elements of real life comes into it where you have people that have real lives that just coincidentally play video games, and that's the thing that kind of binds you all together. But I'm not just speaking from a gaming perspective, I'm speaking from a life perspective. Don't have people wasting your time. You know, if you have people wasting your time in any aspect of your life, whether it be work or play, fuck them. Put your fuck 'em hat on, your fuck 'em jacket on, your fuck 'em trousers, your fuck 'em pants, your fuck 'em shoes, your fuck 'em socks, and just fuck 'em. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, you know, these people who you have as your friends, you know, some of them might have a lasting influence on you, you know, and they will still be more or less your virtual friends. You might not even see them in your lifetime, but they will have that influence of being your friend, a good friend, you know, and that will remain strong. But for the most part, you know, most of these friends you're gonna have on your gaming channel or on your friends list, more times than not, you know, you're never gonna meet them. You're never gonna meet them. You know, if you do, it might just be on the off chance, or you know, due to making arrangements to meet, as it were. But you're never gonna really meet them. But that's no reason to treat them with any disrespect and waste their time. So if there's one thing I can clearly give advice to based upon my experience, is please don't waste people's time. Don't waste people's time, because time equals life. It's as simple as that. As simple as you see gaming and the fun that can be had in gaming. If you're the one that's having fun, but in turn you're wasting people's time by not even being sociable with them, not returning messages, disregarding them, that's just something that, you know, is worthy of just being deleted and blocked, and my conscience is absolutely clear when I perform those actions with people, because those are my reasons. And I think some of the people who I delete and block, they understand it, so they don't say anything. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say. And by them watching videos like this and my last video, they will further understand, because I'm not being vexed. I'm not, cussing you out or anything like that. It's just human nature. Human nature exists where, people look out for their own interests, I suppose, and look out for their own happiness. But if your happiness involves wasting people's time, technically it's like you're wasting people's lives here, I know it might sound a little bit too deep, but that's how I got to look at it. Because when Sigourney told me what she told me, and I didn't understand it at the first point of her dumping me that night, I totally understood it way after that, and years after that. So it became one of my mantras for everyday living, and that is for me not to waste anybody's time. If I just don't have time for somebody, I'm going to let you know, sorry, I don't have time for you, or I don't have time for this, or this is something that I'm not interested in. At least that person will know, and that's what it is. But anyway, I hope I haven't wasted your time in you watching the video, and I hope you kind of learned something from it. If I'm being Captain Obvious or Sherlock at this point, or a no shit Sherlock at this point, sorry that I've wasted your time. But that's just something I just wanted to kind of relate to my subs and people in general. And it's with that, the coup, whatever the platform, whatever the genre, whatever the console, happy gaming. Because really that's what it's about, happy gaming. Because if you're not happy gaming, it doesn't make sense you doing it. So it's with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu until the next time we link up and we hook up. Magan. Watch the ride.